Hey guys, this is Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, bringing to you a budget Vanguard deck. It's a great Bison, great nature build. It's a real cheap, real fun, real easy to play, and it teaches a lot. It can teach a new player a lot about the complexities of guarding, card advantage, and how you want to put down advantage engines for this game. As you probably know, Great Nature is all about getting advantage engines going, whether it's giving plus 4K to just everything and then bringing it back with Leopold, or if it's like Bison and giving 4K in surgical positions. There's just a lot you can do with this clan, and I feel it's very much underrated. It's getting some support soon, but I don't think it'll with a reverse Leopold. But I don't think it'll get much more popular though. Still. Let's talk about the deck more. First off, I run Blackboard Parrot. It's a pretty good card. It's Forerunner, obviously, a 5K boost, but once you get a field down, and once you can start killing things at the end of turn, through various cards like Bison's own Counterblast 2, gives something plus 4K but retire it at the end of turn, you can gain a card. Its main ability is Sleight of the Soul. Choose a unit, and this unit gets, when it is put into the drop zone at the end of turn, draw a card. So in other words, you can replace that card with Guard or a booster or whatever you find out. And if you combo it in with this one, you can actually gain 2 cards off it, as this card searches out a grade 1 known as Recorder Dog. I'll talk more about that cycle chain later on in the video. Let's talk about the triggers. 4 heal. 4 draw. I use Castanet Donkey because he can send it into the soul and you get plus 3K. Also, he is one of the cutest Vanguard cards. Ruler Chameleon. Use it for the crit, not for the ability. The ability is terrible. It removes crits from your deck, and you never want that. You want to drive check them. Only drive check them. 4 more crits. 8 crits, 4 draw, pretty stable. I don't need to run more draw, and quite frankly, I'd run more crits if I could. But I don't think Great Nature has 12 crit right now. The deck itself draws quite a bit, but I've never actually decked myself out. Wait, I did once. But even with all the draw and the deck thing you get, you don't really lose all that much card advantage. So, you don't need them as much as, say, other clans do. 3 Perfect Shields. I only run 3 because I draw a lot. Usually you should run 4, and quite frankly I suggest you running 4. These are Tank Mice. I only run 2. They are tap. Something gets plus 4K but retires at end of turn. This is part of the before-mentioned advantage engines. I can do something, send Blackboard Parent to the soul, bring out Melodica Cat, have all these abilities going on. I've got 13K, let's say put Werewolf. Great Silver Wolf, that's a 21K column. And I'll gain a card when it dies, and I can Counterblast 1 and gain a booster. Yeah, that's good. That's good. A lot of people don't like it because they're very simplistic, but I do. Ooh, excuse me. Tank Mouse is dangerous, though. Don't use it unless you can use advantage, because that's a 6K booster. You're not being able to boost something for 6K. Silver Wolf, 8K, just in case I run into cross rides. Also, good booster. Good booster. He's a 12K booster when he's pumped up. Recorder Dog. This is the lowest part of the 3 cards. Recorder Dog, Melodica Cat, and Vocal Chicken. He searches out Vocal Chicken. Vocal Chicken searches out Melodica Cat. Cat. And Melodica Cat searches out Recorder Dog. 7K booster, plus 4K, retired at end of the turn, search out a grade 3. Then your deck of grade 3s, and you get an 11K column, maybe. These guys are my buddies. Coiling Duckbill. When these guys are placed on the rear guard circle, choose another rear guard, and at the end phase, when the unit is retired, I get to draw a card. I usually combo him up with Blackboard Parrot and, say, Melodica Guard in the battle that might show up on YouTube sometime. I actually gained 4 cards in a single turn just through putting out 3 of these and 1 Blackboard Parrot. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Let's talk about the grade 2s. 3 Melodica Cats. You don't want to run more because they're just 9Ks, and if they're on the Vanguard, they're vanilla. They're great by themselves, but But they're great. I mean, sorry, they're great when they're with everyone else, but not when they're by themselves. So, you got to be careful, got to be surgical when you use it. Let's put these away. 3 lamb camels. I like them. I like them a lot. You're simple. When it hits, counterblast 2, and if I have a Great Natured Vanguard, I can draw a card. I think it's the other way around. If you have a Great Natured Vanguard, you can pay the cost and then you draw a card. They're a lesser part of the advantage engine. Honestly, I have problems with them sometimes, but it's not crippling at all. Again, you run Silver Wolf, you boost this up with a 4K to a 13K, you get a 21K column. A lot of people don't want to guard that, especially if you get Bison, and I'll talk about his abilities later on. You can just use his ability, it dies, I get to unflip the 2 damage again. So yeah, pretty much a free thing. Or anything else dies, it doesn't have to be this. These 2 guys, Canvas Koala, I'm actually having issues with the Grade 2 lineup. I like Melodica Cats, and I like them where they are, but these I'm still trying to balance out some. Because what Canvas Koala does is, when this unit attacks hits a Vanguard, if you have 4 or more Great Nature Rear Guards, draw a card. Free draw. It's a 7K. Yes, I have ridden it. Yes, it sucks. But here's the thing. You boost it up once, it's an 11K, 15K. Put a booster behind it. All the boosters will make you, as long as you hit 15K, will hit 21K. That's a number a lot of people don't want to guard because it will be at least 2 cards from their hand. Unless, of course, they're cross-ridden, but it's not really a cross-ridden meta anymore. It's a 11K meta. A lot of things hit 16K, 11K isn't a defense anymore. But by themselves, and it's just 15K, yeah, sure. But what I do is I put triggers on it. So it's still 20K, but it's still annoying as hell to fight for somebody else. Because they know it's weak, but I just gave it steroids. Compass Lion. I don't like the 10K guys. They're generic. Compass Lion is awesome. Compass Lion, 11K at the beginning of the end phase. Choose one of your rear guards and retire it. So in other words, I put them out there. I don't need to pay counterblast of Bison or tap something like Tank Mice. All I have to do is do this at the end of turn. Do this at the end of turn. Kill it. Search out the Grade 1. Free. Well, no, the counterblast 1 is the cost, but I don't have to do anything else to kill it. And a lot of people underestimate, just how much a free skill like killing something at the end of turn in a deck that's designed around taking advantage of it is great. I mean, fantastic. Plus, it's a 19K column. It's always, it can hit MLB. Always. You boost it up, it'll hit cross rides. Very easily, by itself. So, good card all around. But you have to design a deck around easily gaining advantage from things dying, or easily gaining advantage from boosting things. Vocal Chicken, last part of the 3 musical animals. I don't really understand why they're in Great Nature in the design they are in, but they did it, and I guess it's like the music school or something like that. I don't know. Lastly, we have the ace of the deck. Armed Instructor Bison. He's about to teach you a lesson in pain. His first ability is pretty simple. Choose one of your Great Nature Rear Guards, and that unit gets plus 4K until end of turn. And at the beginning of the end of the phase of that turn, retire that unit. So in other words, he does cost more than any of the Great Cats from set 7. That's what I call them, Great Cats. They're basically when it attacks, give something plus 4K, and at the end of turn, retire that unit. Because Bison, because it's on attack. And if you have the Grade 1, which is 7K, in the rear guard circle, it's not useful. It's useless to you. Also, the same thing with Leopold. Sure, his limit break's great, but what if he attacks and you're not at limit break? You can't return your stuff to the field. There's combos you can do with them. There's some really fantastic combos, but that's not really the focus of this Bison deck. That's the reason why I run cards like this, is because all of a sudden this is an 11K attacker by itself. It's great. It's fantastic. For Counterblast 2, I boost it 17k. There's any creative card fighter can think of a bunch of ways to work around it, to boost their units in smart ways that'll give them infinite card advantage. Though not literally, 50 card is the limit. His limit break is where he shines. Without his limit break, he would be absolutely rubbish. It's during your end phase when one of your Great Nature rear guards, just a second. Battery low. Hopefully it's still working. Hopefully that's... Without his limit break, I'm going to go back to it a bit. But without his limit break, he'd be completely worthless and terrible. During your end phase, when one of your Great Nature rear guards is put onto the drop zone, choose up to 2 cards from your damage zone and turn them face up. You have to choose. If you don't want them turned face up, you choose 0, but you do have to choose. You know, he pays for his own ability. Like, if you see the fight between me and Ash, or Vu, or whatever he's called, I flipped over 4, gave something plus 8k, gave 2 things plus 4k rather, and flipped the 4 back over at the end of the turn. Sometimes this has screwed me over because I use the ability, and then I heal. And I'm down to 3. And so Melody or Vocal Chicken, one time I boosted up Vocal Chicken like that, and he died, and I expected there to... basically what you could do is you could choose to flip first and then use his ability. Basically it'd be, you know, Counterblast 2, basically Counterblast 2, unflip, 2, Counterblast 1. You know, that's how the whole turn would go. And, you know, he's sort of stuck there. I gain no advantage. I lose cards. I lose field. I lose the game. Really, Bison gets a lot of flack. A lot of people don't think he's good. Honestly, if he had a plus 3k, he'd be absolutely fantastic when it's like boosted, or if something has, you know, like plus 4k, when something will retire at the end of turn, you know, he gets plus 3k. You know, something like that, that would be fantastic. That's actually why I run Cast the Net Donkeys, is for, you know, just the strategic boost up. Like I played against Vu and Ash, or whatever he is, and, you know, I didn't realize he had a perfect shield. I sort of did, but I'm like, do it anyway, make him force him to use it. And I attacked with a 21k column to his Salome. You know, he's like, okay, perfect shield. Great. Just great. Really a fantastic card all around. Could be better. Isn't terrible. I hope people play more of Great Nature in the future. There's a lot of variety to be had in the deck, in the clan. Much like Mega Colony or Neonectar, it is complete. It has everything it needs, and it has a lot of variety. I don't know what's with it with the zoo clans, Great Nature, Neonectar, and Mega Colony, but they just have very strong clans. It's just not very popular because they just, you know, don't hit the big numbers, or they just don't have the cool dragonish pictures. All right, this is Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, out.